This is a question I get asked a lot about Halloween Kills. Do we think that we're going to see some de-aged characters?
Everybody's a suspect!
Coming to get you, Bobber.
What has got Nards?
Now, first of all, we're going to eliminate a few characters for obvious reasons. We're going to eliminate Dr. Loomis because Dr. Loomis has obviously sadly passed away, and he would look the exact same in 1978 as he did in 1978. So we may see a Dr. Loomis, so we may see a CGI Dr. Loomis. We have talked about this before, so we're not going to go into it too much in this video, but I still think we might see someone playing Dr. Loomis with a little bit of Donald Pleasence CGI on him to make him look like him, similar to what happened in Rogue One, so with Peter Cushing. So I think we might get something like that for Donald Pleasence or Dr. Loomis, but we don't need to de-age Dr. Loomis because he would look the same age in 1978. The same with the characters like Lonnie, for example. I don't think we're going to get a de-aging for Lonnie because he obviously is just a kid. It's been recast, obviously. Will he look like the original 1978 Lonnie? Possibly, but it won't really matter too much because he wasn't a main character in 1978. The same goes with the other characters like Tommy and Lindsay. They were just kids at the time, so de-aging doesn't have to apply to them. Now, this isn't any spoilers or anything, guys. This is just opinion based, what I think may happen. And there's two characters in particular that I think they are going to de-age and we will see, apart from Michael Myers because he'll have a mask on most of the time. But I think for definite, we're going to have a de-aged Will Patton as Hawkins. He might not have a massive role in 2018 in Halloween Kills, basically present day. I don't think he's going to have a massive role if he survives what happened to him. He might be in the hospital, we might see him on the road, but we'll see an aged Will Patton. But I think the majority of his character we'll see in the past. He was the arresting officer in 1978. I know that we want to leave a lot to the imagination, so I don't want to see too much, but because we already knew he was the arresting officer, I don't think it would hurt to show Michael Myers being arrested. When I say that, it sounds a bit silly because I don't really want to see Michael Myers being arrested, but I think to see the aftermath of that night, maybe we'll see after he's arrested, without looking at it on screen, we'll see a de-aged Will Patton as Hawkins. So I think that if there is any de-aging involved, I think he's a shoe-in for a de-aged process in the CGI department. Another character that I think may get de-aging is Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, obviously. The reason I think it might be her is because she's obviously all for everything for Halloween Kills and she's very optimistic about the movie. So I think if they say to her, let's do some de-aging, she'll be all for it. And do we need to see another Laurie Strode angle? No, we don't. But while they're de-aging a potential Hawkins, why not de-age someone else? And I think if they are going to de-age more than just one person, I think seeing Laurie Strode in the aftermath, as again, as much as we'd like to keep a lot to the imagination, it wouldn't hurt to see Laurie Strode coming out of that house after finding out that the body wasn't there, because I would have liked to seen her reaction is the same as what we saw with Dr. Loomis, because Dr. Loomis looked down and Michael wasn't there, and we got that shock look in his eyes, but at the same time something that he knew was probably going to happen. So I like the look in Dr. Loomis's eyes, but we didn't see Laurie Strode's eyes. We didn't see that the person that tried to kill her is still out there. So to see her face would have been a good shock value. So I think maybe we will see a de-aged Laurie Strode with that shock value. Where is Michael? Where is this guy who tried to kill me? It's something that I wouldn't mind seeing. Another character that could get a de-aging process but is highly unlikely is Sheriff Brackett. I know that he's going to be in Halloween Kills, but to what extent, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be one of the main characters in the movie. And the same goes for Marion Chambers as well. They're in the same bracket, no pun intended. But I think they are secondary characters in this film. I think they will be secondary characters. So I don't think they should be spending a lot of money and time and effort on de-aging those two, because I don't think that would serve any purpose for the story of Halloween Kills. Whereas I think because Laurie is the main character, it makes sense to de-age her, and obviously Hawkins is a potential survivor in the 2018 movie, and again, like I said, he's the arresting officer. So those two make sense, and spending time and money on de-aging them would make sense. Whereas if you de-age Marion or de-age Sheriff Brackett, what does it bring to the table? Not too much. To see Brackett's face when he finds out that Annie is killed by Michael, possibly. So if I had to choose Marion or Brackett to be de-aged, it would be Brackett, of course. But you run that risk of de-aging too many people and spending too much money and too much time de-aging people when you don't have to. So I think that Hawkins is a shoo-in for the de-aging process. Laurie's next in line, I think. And if we had to choose anybody else, and if we had the time and the money, then I would say Brackett, but possibly not Marion. So what do you think, guys? Let's assume that we all love de-aging. I know that you all do, I'm kidding on. But let's assume that yes, we're definitely getting a de-aging process. Who do you think is going to get a de-aging process for the movie? Similar to what we saw in Star Wars Rogue One. That's the kind of effect that I think that they'll go for. But as always, guys, leave your comments down below and let me know what you think. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching again. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.